If this is working. I don't think it is. Is this working? Sorry. Do you know, I had it all set up and then it stopped. It just froze on me and I had to go all the way back, 5 minutes to. So somebody just say good morning and let me know that this is working. Otherwise, I'm just going to have to reset a few things. Oh, this is the way to start the day. Oh. Come on, just somebody say good morning. Tell me that you can hear me. I just need somebody there, and then I know that we're rolling and rocking. Otherwise, oh, can you hear me all right? Just say yes. Just say yes, it's okay. Just say yes, it's okay, and that I'm here and I'm moving, and it's synchronized, and my mouth is working with my voice. Yes, good morning. Do you know what? There's nothing like that to wake you up and focus the mind. Right, I think we're on it. Let me just check. Just let me check for 1 second to make sure I've hit the right buttons. Yes, yes, yes. Good morning, Mandy. I think we're all here. Right, let me get my little peep sheet out of the way. Don't need the numbers and the keys and the... Right. Happy Good Friday. Good Friday, in fact. Okay. Well, here we are again. Beautiful sunny day here in Crowborough. Where are you today? Where are you today? I guess you're probably in the same place you were yesterday. Same as me. Are we getting a bit stir crazy yet? It is what it is. And this is what we're doing. This is us doing our part to help. And it's more important than it's even a lot more important. I think it's becoming abundantly clear. Staying at home and staying safe is the best thing, the absolute best thing that we can do right now, isn't it? Good morning, everybody. Do you know it's a bank holiday? This is the weirdest thing because it doesn't feel like a bank holiday. Let me just check. Yeah, good morning. Morning, Jilly. Oh, it's so good to see everybody. There's a few more windows open than I'd like, but don't worry about it. I've got it under control. If I suddenly disappear, I'll get back to you, okay? So, doodle. Let's have a doodle session again, shall we? Just in case you're new to the fold. It's all right, I'm going to calm down a minute. Just in case you're new to our SHAC, every day at 10 o'clock in the morning, Monday to Friday, we meet here and we get out our pens and our paper and we have a little doodle session. And the reason that we do that is to clear our minds, have a place to go. For me, that's the most important thing. Have a place to go, have a plan, and not be so rudderless, you know. It's important that we know what we're doing. And what we're doing after this, you know. What we're doing after this. I'm going to go in the garden after I've done this for an hour, clear my head. I've got a couple of little projects. I'm not a gardener, you see, because I'm always working. The gardening has always eluded me. But, do you know, I think with the sun shining, it might do me the power of good. And if I don't know whether it's a weed or a flower, I can Google it. Or I can ask a friend, or I can ask Dave. Although his idea of gardening is more like vegetation control, really. You know, Dave, when he says I'm going to go in the garden, what he means is I'm going to get my strimmer out and I'm going to level everything. So, no, not really. But yeah, the farmer in him definitely comes out in the garden. So, shall we start some doodling? Now, yesterday we, God, look at those glasses. It's amazing that I can see anything. Yesterday, we did a shack, didn't we? We built a shack. And I really was impressed with your shacks when you posted them on Clarity Worldwide. Anybody who's new here, what we do is, well, what lots of us do is we have a doodle session together and then we all congregate over on Clarity Worldwide and we show off our pictures and we chat, and it's great, you know. It's a way to keep each other company during this period of our lives, isn't it? You know. There's a lot of negativity around social media and about Facebook, but if you use it correctly and you use it sensibly and you go into it graciously and kindly, it's such a good thing to have for us right now, isn't it? We wouldn't be able to do this if it weren't for Facebook, you know. Right, so shall we have a look at what we did yesterday? Well, let's have a look at where we were headed, because I know loads of you said yesterday, oh, that's too complicated, I can't do that. And yet, all we did yesterday, actually, let me get mine out. All we did was the little cottage, didn't we? The shack, safe, happy and creative, stay at home and craft. Look at the state of my door. Never mind. By the end of this, you won't even see that. So we did the little cottage, and then I showed you that trick with the outside the frame, which many of you really enjoyed. I really love this. I think that is so clever. If you missed it, you can always go to yesterday's episode, Thursday that is, which would have been number 10. I know, you'd think that today was number 10 if we started last Monday, but there was one in there which we did like a tester one, so that's why this is number 11. I know, why make it simple when we can make it much more complicated? So what we're going to do today, now we've built the house, and I said to you, you can have 3 bedrooms, you can have 4 bedrooms, you can put a conservatory on it, parking, 3-car garage at the back. The choice is yours. But now we're going in the garden, which I think is a great place to be. So what we want to do now is add all the background and the perspective. So let's just have a look, shall we, let's look up close so we can see. And you'll see now there's some steps running up to the door. There's a little, look, hang on, there's a picket fence along there, post and rail fence, and there's a little one at the back. See how it's very easy, it just gives you perspective really, doesn't it? Ever so easy. There's the little bird table. Remember we did it in big, large, look, I'll show you. Do you remember the large bird table we did a few days ago? Right, so that now is très petite. There. It's little things that give you pleasure. So we've got a little petite. Then we've even got, look, I even added a couple of little birds. Remember the very first day, last Monday when we started doodling, so we added a little bit of the birds. Now the trees, we've got these trees here. I want to show you a little spin on those. We know that tree from the second day as well. Yesterday somebody said she didn't know what I was talking about when I said that we're familiar with these images. If you're not familiar with any of these images, then you can go to Clarity Stamp the page, and all of the episodes every single day, all 10 of them up to now, are saved for you. So you can just work your way through them, or you can go on YouTube. It's SHAC. It's very evident. It's just me in here. This is what it looks like in my shack, having a little doodle session with you. So that's where to catch up. Right, so the first thing we want to do, I think we'll work with a pencil, don't you? I think so. Because of the perspective, we can always just go in. It's just lines to make sure it's in the right place. And then once we've done that, then we can go in with our Micron pen afterwards, can't we? Micron pens. I'm collecting them. Right, pencil first, at the ready. So let me show you. We're going to start, we'll go to the top so you can see. And what we're going to do is work our way from the front to the back, because it's the best thing to do. And we want to put this line in here. Do you see? So we start there and we go there, and we're just going to go along there, because that establishes the garden, the property line. Okay? So we'll keep it tight, and we're just going to start here, and we'll go like that. There you go, look. And we'll go off the other side. And that's the property line. If you think you haven't left enough room for the garden, you can always come down a little bit more, can't you? I may even do that. I'll come down a bit more. There you go. Give myself a bit more room for the now I'll stick to the top one. Oh, do you know, you'd think by now, look at my rubber. Look at this. Confidence levels growing. Well, I'm not buying that quite yet. Which one am I going with? I don't even know. I'm going to stick with the top one. There you go. Okay. I used to suffer from indecision, but I'm not sure anymore. Right. Okay, that'll do. And then, right, so down we come. So this is going to be this line here where the fence is going to go. But before we put the fence in, we need the steps. Alrighty. So the steps are going to come down. See, if you come down like that, it's going to be, you know, you're going to need railings as well, aren't you? So why don't we bring them over here so that they're there, right? And then that way it won't be quite so rough, will it? And we'll start at the top. Now, this is a counting game. Let me show you, and then you go from there. So I'm going to go like that. 1, 2, 3, 4, getting a bit bigger. 5, 6, willow, 7, 8. Right? So that's that side. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then you're on the base. Right? So now on the other side of the door, let's say this is where the step is, because you come straight out of the front door. Way! And then down you go. All right? It's I told you it's a house that Jack built. Right, so down we go. 1, and now this one's going to be here. So now you've got to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. I reckon that could work, could be a bit dodgy, but it's okay because remember I said it's all a woo-ah and a house that Jack built. So now take your pencil, and what we're going to do now is, this is Core, Dustman's just arrived. Right, have a look. So this is the top of the step, right? So go to the top, just do the top of the step. Keep going. Core, this one's. So if that's the top of the step there, then that's the top of the step there. This is very funky. Right, he definitely walked on that side of the... Yeah, actually, this looks really cool. Look. See how it goes all wonky down that... Yeah, well, there you go. C'est la vie. And then this one, get your sharp pencil, get your sharp edge in there. Then this is going to be that part. Right, so now this is the back of the step, isn't it? Cool. Do you know what? This is actually really cool. So this is going to be the back of the step. You can go around this there like that. In fact, that's what I want to do there. I'm going to go around the back like so, because that looks ridiculous. You really wouldn't want to use these steps. He's going to need a builder coming in here soon. Right, but you can see the steps. They're really cool. And we can add a little bit of shade. If you want to change that so that it's a little bit more balanced, then be my guest. But I'm going with the funky steps, because we can't go over it again and again, can we? Right, so now should we ink these in so that they're in place? I'm going to go for it. Right, so start again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And now I could modify it a little bit, couldn't I? Where it's gone a little bit wonky. Like there's where it went really wrong. Right, okay. There we go. And now I'm going to just marry them all up again. Do the top ones first. So it's every other one, isn't it? Every other one. Look, it looks completely different now. Every other one, grey. You've got to concentrate on this one. Where's this one? Oh yeah, there it is. Like that. Like that. Yeah. How are your steps coming? Oh, let's have a look. How are we doing? Good morning. Good morning from Essex. Good morning from Warsaw. Nice to have your company on this sunny Good Friday. We're in Crowborough, just south of Tunbridge Wells. And it's a glorious day. Glorious day. Let's get these steps in, shall we? Right, now add the back. There you go. That one's going behind there. And that one's going behind there. That'll do. Very cool. And then I'll get my nub of an eraser out. Just to get rid of all this. Once these are in place, the rest is easy. This is the hardest bit, really, she said. It is. It's definitely. There you go. So let me ask you, while you're catching up with me, how are your steps? Are they better? Are they functional? Are they functional, or are they funky, or are they a bit of both? Let's have a look at mine up close. This will give you comfort. Look, if you came out of that door, you definitely have to concentrate before you got to the road, wouldn't you? Yeah? It's all right, though. Let's do some shading, shall we? Get your pencil out, and let's give these a little bit of perspective as well, shall we? So what we're going to do is add a little bit of shadow. Let me get a chisel going, so it's not... You know, when I say chisel, what I mean is I go like that, and then it's flat on one side of the pencil. See, and then I can come in here, and I'm going on the side that would be facing you, if you see what I mean. So this side that's facing you, just put a little bit of shadow on that side. That will help the whole thing. Right, there you go, see? So that way, and then it comes down to the road. So if you look at it like that, this is... That looks better, doesn't it? There you go. There you are. Yeah. There you go. That one's definitely worn out, isn't it? Very effective. Eh? There you go, who says? Just put a little bit of shadow on that side. There you go. It's all about the pencil. Oh, look, I've missed a line. This one. See, it comes down here and then it goes to there. That looks better. All right. How's your doodling coming along? Are we there? Right, so we've got let's get that in place first. And then, right, next we're going to put this fence in. So we're going to put the posts in, right? Dave, aka Farmer Dave, he used to be a fencing contractor as well. And so he informs me that these are the posts and these are the rails. I think that's the right way around. So he used to do work for the, what's it called? It'll come up with me in a minute. You know all those posh houses all over the country? I've had a mental block. It'll come to me. Right. The National... Oh, Barbara. Right. So this is the post and this is the rail. I'm a member. Everybody's a member. We're all members of this big organisation. They buy up all the posh houses. Help me out. National Heritage? I can't remember. Right. Post and rail. Ready? So what we're going to do is come along here and we're going to just put a rail in that's tall like that. Look, this is easy. Let's do it in pencil. Pencil, because then we can get more perspective. So you're going to put a rail in like that, then one a bit further away so it's a bit smaller, then one a little bit further away and a little bit closer. You see, in order to get the perspective, look, you've got to get them in like that, and then they look like they're really, look, going further away, look, and they have to come, so they have to get closer and they have to get smaller at the same time, closer and smaller. Let's do this side. So we'll start tall here like that, and then we'll go, and then we'll do a couple of tall ones on this side. Right, there we go. So we'll do that, and now we're going to start getting shorter and closer. Watch. And as you do this, it just makes the garden look much bigger than it is. Look, here we go. So we do that. Still trying to think, why I cannot remember that. Let me see if somebody's told me. No, in California, you're not so sure, are you? Let me just knock out a couple of these windows so that I can see what you're saying. Who would think steps could be so hard? I know. Don't worry about the steps. We're on the garden. We're in the garden now. We're establishing the property line at this point. So we've got this one in place, and then what we're going to do, you see, because we're looking this way, we're going to put so we've done the posts. We've bashed the posts in. If it were only this easy. Let me come to this camera here. Are you Coping with this all right. Look, that's what it looks like now. And what we're going to do now is we're going to put these in here, but they're going to go into that side there, you see. So you're going to put, it comes in from that side and it sits there like so. So it comes in there and it sits on there. And this is why we did it in pencil, look, because it means that you can, do you see what I'm doing? I'm doing it upside down. There's a challenge. Right, like that, see? So when you do it with the fine pen in a minute, see what I mean? So we'll do it on this side, so it goes, for example, it will go from here to there. We'll do a little double rail like that. So it goes like that, and it leans over on that side. So it comes in this side, but it goes over into the post on that side, see? Like that. And that's what gives you the perspective. Good morning, everybody. So in we go. Then we're just going to come through here. So the posts are tall and they get shorter, and as they go into the distance, they get closer together as well. Right, here we go. And then they get smaller and smaller and smaller and smaller, till you can barely see them. And they should be a lot closer than that, really, but that's good enough. You get the picture. You get the picture. Yeah, that'll do. Right, so we're getting the idea here, aren't we? And then, you see, once we've done that, the good thing is now we can pen them. I think that's the way to go for me, because this isn't supposed to be stressful. It's not a competition. I say it once, I say it 1,000 times. It's not a competition. We're not being judged. It's not a test. You're not going to get graded on your fencing. It's just for us to focus on something other than what's going on in the big bad world at the moment. Okay? And it's to give you something to kind of to tickle the old grey matter, you know, think, oh yeah, that makes sense, you know. So have a look, for example, now at the perspective on this. And like I said yesterday, there are no experts in the building, and I'm certainly not one of them. But I can give you, look, see, if I come in here now and I put my posts that way, like that, I'm going to put these ones in before I put the rails in, right? Before I put the posts in ink, because I want to get that feeling that they're, there you go. Cool, that one, there should be one in between there, really. All the sheep could get out of there. Right, that'll do. So now you see, you're going to come up here, round the back. See if you can see it better on this one. You're going to come up round the back like that, and then forward, you see, and then up like that, and then down the front. And then once it gets tiny like this, it's not so important. Look, now at this point you can't see. You could actually put another one in there, look. There you go, you could put loads in actually, because at this point they're just sticks. There you go, bingo. As long as the front ones are right, that's cool. So the same one, so we've got this one at the front, like that. You could make it as tall as you like, really. Probably ideally put one there, but we're not gonna. Right, that one got knocked down. Right, you ready? So then we're gonna go like so. Like that. And then we're gonna pop that one in there. Okay. How are we doing? Fencing? Successful? Can you hear the birds in the garden? What a glorious day. Seems impossible, doesn't it? To think what's going on. It's only an hour up the road to London from here. Crazy. Right. In go the rails. In go the posts. Rail. Post. There you go. And now we can get, now they're going to turn into sticks because they're much further away, look. Tiny, 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 like so. All right. How are we doing? And then we'll come round here and we'll just add that line in there. And then along the bottom where the part there. And then round we go. And just put the ground in. Hey ho! How's it going? What's the time? It's not bad, you know. This is the difficult bit. This is the difficult bit. Let's have a look. How are you getting on? Have you got the perspective right? Any good? Let's keep going, shall we? Let's have a look at the next stage. So now we've put this one in, right? Now, let's go up here and let's put these lines in. Right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to come down round the side of the house here, right? And we're going to just put a little hill so that the house doesn't look as if it's levitating. So this is easy. So all we want to do now is come along here. Look, just let's add this and let's go down to that corner. There you go. And the same on this side. You can come up, you can go down, you can make it hilly, you can make it lumpy. But it needs to be, somehow, it needs to be on a hill. Yeah? So we've done that, and then, now we've done that, that looks more like it. Then what we'll do as well is, while we're here, let's put, now we've done this one, you see, now what we can do is start building up off the back of this one. So you have to decide, like now, if I want to put some hedges in here, this is the time to do it. If I want to put a tree in, now's the time to do it. And if I want to put a little, like if I want to put our birdhouse in, now's the point at which I would put my little birdhouse in. Because that way, right, let's put the birdhouse in, just like we did before. Do you remember? So this time we're going to go backwards. And we'll pop the little birdhouse in, like that. That's the base part. And then now comes the bit that holds the roof up. And now we're going to pop the roof in. You ready? Like so. So there's your, then we can put just put them in as well. It's not so easy working in miniature, is it? Let's have a look. There you go. And then we can let's just make that birdhouse look a little bit better. Right. Oh, and we need the little struts so that it doesn't fall over. There we are. So the birdhouse is in place. How about those little baby birds on there? Can we do that? There's a D. There's a beak. There's a tail. D. Tail. Do you remember? Tiny little things. Look. You can pretty much see. We give them a bit of food as well. There we are. That'll do me. And then, of course, we can add a little bit. Do you remember in the birdhouse, it went round and we added a bit of foliage. Look, leaves. Cool, these are big leaves. See, Dave would get rid of this. He'd just pull this straight out if he were here. Right. So there's our garden. There's our little birdhouse. There you go. There's my little birdhouse. Have you got yours in place? How are you doing? I'm not going too fast for you, am I? Hope not. It's going to be okay. Right, that's in place. That's in place. Next thing, we need a tree. So we need a tree, and we're going to put one right by the house. Okay? Because again, you see, this is going to be in front. This is going to be in front of this fence here. So you can't put the fence in until you put the tree in. So tree next. So we'll put a tree here. Now, let's decide. You decide. I'll give you a couple of options here. So what we've got going on is the tree that we had before. Do you remember? So all we're going to do is go up, and then we're going to make it's like a cloud almost, like that, right? Or you can put your fingers in. Do you remember the fingers? Do that. This is the house here. That's the house. So you're going to put your fingers in like that, and then that's going to be your tree, like so. Okay. Or let me give you another option. Perhaps you'll like this sort of tree more. So say, for example, you just do a shape, right? And then you do a trunk. And then you can do an extension of the trunk like that. And then instead of doing a cloud, you could make a tree that looks more like this, right? And more of a stripy tree. So it's more stylized. Now, I did a couple. Where did I do them? Here, look. See, like this. You see, so they look more, they're more like this than like bubbles. So you do like so. So you go up like that, and then you can change the shape, look, see? It's up to you whether you want to do that sort of tree, choices, 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 or you want to stick to the sort of the tree that we did before. Up to you. I'm going to stick with the tree we did before. So we're going to go up like that, and then I'm just going to do, now whether or not you decide to do it in pencil first and then check it out, I'm going straight for it here. So I'm going to put my tree in, and then I'm going to add my fingers within, like so, like that, right behind the house. That'll do. Yeah. And then I'm going to add a couple more of my, because it's in miniature, do you know what? I'm going to use the thinner, the 05. Yeah, because it's in miniature, I think I'm better off going with the 05 like this. There we are. And then we're going to add our leaves. How are we doing? I wish I could see your work so I knew how you were getting on. Right, so we'll add some leaves. Take your time. Just take your time. See how small you can make your leaves. Tiny. Tiny. Here we go. Okay. Good Friday. Can you believe that it's April, it's Good Friday. And here we are, doodling. At work we don't know whether we're supposed to be at work or not at work. We don't know if we're supposed to... It's very, very unnerving, this whole situation, really. So this morning I said, right, well, that's it. I'm doodling with my friends, and then I'm going to make a list and figure out a plan so that I know what I'm actually doing today. I need a list, I need a plan. Otherwise I'm going to waste 4 days wondering what to do. Okay. There you go. There's my flower. There's my tree, and I'm going to pop some dots in. You know our little, let's have a look. There you go. So we can put some dots in because we know that always looks good. If we're really going for it, we could even flick some, if you can get those veins into those trees, hats off. There you go, look. Take your time and enjoy it. So I've got my little tree now. There you are. So what we're going to do now, let's have a look above, and let's see the logic behind what I've done here. So you see I've put the tree in behind the house off here, because if I'm going to come through here with another fence, right, then I've got to put the trunk in and the little house before I do that, the bird table. So that's why, it's like stamping, isn't it? So we put that in place, and now here we're going to start getting some perspective. So let's do it with our pencil, because we could change it if we don't like it. So from here now, I'm going to go out like that to the back of the fields, you see? And then I'm coming through here I've got to stop there. This is the garden fence on the back of the house, right? And then it's going to come round here like so. It's going round the back there and it's going up there. So that's all I've got to do is that, you see. But I had to put these two things in place first, didn't I? Right, so then the fence is going to come all the way along here. So this would be cool. So I'm going to start, it's going to be a smaller fence than this, but it's the same principle, isn't it? I need to sharpen my pencil because it's gone a bit from shading. Oh! Excuse me. Excuse me. How are you doing? Cool, that was a bit loud. How are you doing? Have you got a plan for this weekend? Have you decided what you're going to do? Are you going to doodle? Are you going to make cards? Are you going to practice something that you've been wanting to figure out for a while? I was thinking that I might, today or tomorrow may be the day that I get my carving out, my... God, where are my words today? I've lost my words today. The lino cutting, that's it, my lino cutting. So I've always wanted to try that, and I've got all the gear and no idea. But I thought perhaps tomorrow, if the weather's nice, I could sit in the garden and try my hand at some lino cutting. So I've got all the stuff. I've always wanted to do it. Right, let's have a look at this fence. What are you going to do? Have you got anything lined up? Are you going to practice your fences? And now see, this is a nice little picture. Let's have a look. This is a bit better. This is more than doodling, isn't it? This is more than doodling. This is proper illustrating here. So what we're going to do now is we're going to put the fence. It's not going to be as big as this one. Otherwise, the perspective gets lost, doesn't it? So we'll start it smaller already. Here we go. So this fence is going to disappear faster than the other one. Let's see. Very fast, in fact. There you go. And now it's gone. So it's right over the back. And then it comes round here. We'll put a fence post behind there. We can put a fence post behind there so it looks real. All right, and then we'll put another one there. Right, now this one. This is going smaller as well. And then by the time it gets round the back of the bird table, it's gone rinky-dink. Look. Boom. See how it looks as if it's disappearing? And then so these are the posts and these are the rails. So then the rails, they go in like that, and you get your overlap, don't you? You all right with this? Don't tell me you've given up and I'm on my own doing this. I like just getting together with you, really. This is a lifesaver for me. Right, oh, hang on, that's wrong. But I'll do that in a minute. So, in they go. And then round they go, round the back. And then all the way to the back. Cool. Right, we're nearly there, you know. So should we put this in now? I'm using my 05 on this one. If you're wondering what I'm talking about with the pens, I actually, because lots of people are asking, what pens is she on about? So this is me showing you the pens. These are Micron pens, right? And there are 7 in a pack, and it goes for all different sizes. So you've got like 005, which is the really fine one. Then it goes to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it jumps to 8. So don't know what happened to 6 and 7. Oh, it says it on the back, look. 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then it goes to 8. So these are waterproof, they're fade proof, and they're fine line. And what you'll find is when you use these, they don't bleed into like watercolor paper, and they don't bleed. They just don't bleed. They're beautiful. So this is what we're talking about when we talk about Micron pens. So, and I'm using the 005 one, which is the thinnest one, because I want to get some real detail in. You know, it's just. If you're going to doodle, then these are good. But having said that, you can doodle with a pencil, with a pen, with a biro. You know, you can doodle with anything that you've got to hand. I just know that a lot of you, hang on, let's go this one in first. A lot of you are trying to improve your skills a little bit. And so I just want to point out what we're using. That's all. A lot of you want to know. Right, here we go. And then up we go. Perspective. And then it goes to like just an illusion of a fence like that all the way back. And then you can bring the ground through underneath and then stop when you get to the, like so. And then round the other side of the house. So do you understand? I'm sure you get now why. Now let's do that now. I've started. Why we put the tree and the bird table in first before we carried on, because of course that's how you get the illusion of depth, perspective, isn't it? Thing is, even if you just want to do flowers or doodles or do another one of these frames, it doesn't matter what you're doing as long as you're just keeping busy with your hands. I think that's what we're saying as crafters, isn't it? Just stay busy with your hands. You'll be amazed how it helps you. Look, see how it's coming together? Isn't that great? And what we could do here, if we have a look, I'm not doing bad for time either. See, I put a bit of a hedge in there. But let's have a look what we can do. If we wanted to do a hedge now, like we could put, let's do a one with a few leaves on it, like so, like a privet hedge. There you go. And then we'll put another one next to it. Gives you something to, there you go. And tiny little leaves. I'm definitely, oh, hang on. Using the, I'm using the 05 on this one. See, so you put your stalk in and then you just put the leaves on and you'll find that it fills up quite quickly, really. We'll just go along here, and if you want it to look as if it's behind here, behind this hill, then stay, don't come in front of the line. That's all. Look, see? So you can make bushes and you can make, let's have a look at it a bit closer. So you can make bushes. I'll turn it round so you can see it better. I'll do it upside down. And then you can just add the leaves. See? Just add the leaves. And you can change the shape of the leaves. Actually, I like them a bit more pointed. I think I'm going to go a bit pointier. Oh, except that one. Right. And then just bring up. And then bear in mind that, of course, this is going to get a bit further away as well, isn't it? So in a minute, let's have a look. I need to do this the right way around, though. Right, so if this is going to be getting further away, then it's going to get smaller. There you go. And smaller, isn't it? Shorter. Yeah, this is looking good. Right, like that. Funky. So we've sorted the house out. This didn't take long, did it? If it were only this easy, hey? And now we're doing the garden. Now we're growing a little privet hedge up the side. Look. See, in these, you could even bring them in front of the fence, really. Looks good. And then down you come. And your leaves are getting smaller now. So now we're turning them into dots. What do you think? So you could put a tree in there. I mean, this is all stuff that you could finish. You could put a lovely tree up there. It's up to you. It's up to you what you, the point I'm making is, as you go along here, you have to decide what you want to put in front before you go to the next layer. So if you wanted to put a big tree in the front here or flowers at the front, whatever you put in the front, then you can work your way backwards. That's the theory of landscaping. You see, this is the theory of landscaping. So it's entirely up to you what you want to put in the front and what you want to put in the back. We're going to put one more hill in the back now. One more hill in the back, right? So it's up to you how high, whether it's hilly or not hilly. I'm going to go up like that, see? And then I'm going to come, that was very high, isn't it? Cool, he lives in the mountains. Right, up we go. It's different, you see? It's different. I could come, in fact, I might come down, I'll do another one down here. He lives in a really hilly area, like so. See? You can put as many hills as you like in. Now, as far as the trees go, got put some trees on the top there, got some trees there, got the birds to put in. I'm going to put a little bird in just to relax for a minute. Right, there's my bird. Cool, he's like a piece of cake. After all this, look. In fact, I think I'll put one on this post as well. There you go. There's his mate. Like that. In fact, let's have the family. They're all there as well. There go the birds. Now, a couple more trees. So it's up to you now what sort of tree you want to use. Do you remember I said if you fancy it, you could try these trees. You could put them in the background, couldn't you? I think I'm going to go with my cloudy trees, though, because I think they work quite well. So I'm going to put a little cloudy, look, just do a cloud like that, and then make a, okay. There's one tree. Then I think I'll put another one behind it, like that. And I think I'll put another one behind that. That'll do. There's my 3 trees. Then I'll put another couple of trees over here as well. I think there's 3 over there. I'll put a little tiny one over here, I think. But this has got 2 trees together. Actually, I don't like that. There you go. In fact, it's going to turn into 3 trees now. That's rubbish. It's all right. It's further away. All good. How are you getting on? How are you getting on? The trees are a bit ropey, but they're not finished yet. They're not finished yet. Not even close to finished yet. Because now I'm going to get my shadows in. Right, here we go. So the shadows, of course, the shadow's going to fall on that side of the tree. Let me lean on this so I don't get black on my hand. Right. So that's where the shadow is there, and that's where the shadow is there. Right. How are we doing? Are we still going? There we are. All good. I think this has got to be one of the most relaxing things that I've ever come across. Especially, I don't care what the outcome is. I think that's the key. I'm not concerned. You know, if the tree looks a bit ropey, it's like, who cares really? If I've got a problem with that, I can always go again. It doesn't matter, does it? So this tree's at the front and these trees at the back. So it's all about where you put the shadow, isn't it? Right? And then we could put a few dots in, make it a bit more interesting. Put some dots in later. They're apples. They're apples. I think one of the reasons that I can feel I'm a little anxious today, and one of the reasons is that about half an hour, they had nothing to do with the fact that the internet died on me 2 minutes before we were going live. It had to do with about an hour before that, I spoke to one of the lads at work, Steve, who, he and Kaylee have got a little girl called Freya. Anyway, last night, She got taken really ill, and they ended up having to go down to Brighton, to the hospital in the middle of the night. And she's okay, but it was just very frightening for the young couple, you know. And I'd be honest, I think that really threw me today, because it's like the last place you want to be going right now, unless you absolutely need to, is a hospital. And so I felt so bad for that young lad today when I spoke to him on the phone. I said, just look after your family, kid, you know. That's just the last thing that you want, isn't it? So if I'm a little bit, I'm all right, but I can feel that I've got my mind on, that's why I'm not finding my words so well today. And we're like that though, you know, you worry. I do. I worry for people. I'm sure Freya will be fine. But it's not really ideal, is it? Poor little kid. She can only be 6 months old. And when they're that small, you know, they can't tell you what's wrong either, can they? I remember it. I remember it so well. Right, little bit of shadow around the bottom of the fences. Do you know, you could do grass as well, couldn't you? You know, like Dave, he can never get in around the fences. So you could do a bit of grass like that. Because they do, they see, look, isn't that cool? This is easy. Because it's true, when you mow the lawn, unless you get in with a pair of scissors, you're not going to get around these bits, are you? So we just add a little bit of a tuft of grass. Look, it's just a flick, 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 flick. Isn't that cool? Actually, big flick. Look, here we go. This is really, didn't bother around this area at all. He missed this bit altogether. Yeah. So you do a bit of grass around the back here. There you go. Cool, blimey. Dave, you really need to get your strimmer out here. There you go. So you can add lots of loveliness here. Now, this is still looking a bit strange the way you fall out of this door, isn't it? So why don't we just add, let me get my chisel out. Let's just add a little bit of, there you go, a little bit of shade here. Then it doesn't look quite so obscene. There you go. That'll do. Then it looks more like a, there you go. That's better, isn't it? And you could put, I know, how about we could put a little bit of, there you go, because you don't want to get around that bit as well. A little bit of grass there, where we could do with the trimming it a bit. There you go. Now it looks like it. Come down here a bit. See, a little bit of grass, a few tufts. Eh? That's more like it. A few tufts of grass. Looks more real, doesn't it? I'm not sure about these things, though. I don't know what they're supposed to be. They look like. They look like currant buns. But that's all right. It's time for breakfast nearly. Here we go. So, what do I think? I think I need to have a look. I'll tell you what I think. I think that we've done really well. I think I'm happy with this. And I know that I could add a bit more. I could add another tree. I probably would have another go at this and put the house maybe over to the left. Do me a favour. When you've got all the tricks now and the tips, there's 2 weeks worth now in our little toolbox of ideas for doodling, in our doodleology box. And you could take out a few of those, and perhaps over the weekend, because I won't see you, I'll be back Monday, right? But perhaps over the weekend, if you have a chance, or if that, that surge of anxiety, if that comes upon you, do me a favour and just make one of these frames, because we're really liking this kind of tubular frame, aren't we? Make a frame. Make a tall one, make a wide one, make a long one, make a thin one, and then put a little landscape in there with a little shack and a few flowers. Maybe put the flowers to the front and see what you could come up with. And then, if you fancy it, post it on Clarity Worldwide. That's the one. Clarity Worldwide on the Facebook page. Grace and I will be there all weekend, ready to welcome you. You won't be alone. The crafters never really stop, do we? We're always going, you know. And you're not on your own. You just need to come and find us. We'll all be there hanging out, because we always do. I'm going to blog. I'll keep blogging, doing nice step-by-steps. I think this weekend will be in order. I might try a groovy one as well, because that's another very, very mindful, relaxing process, isn't it? And other than that, I need to just remind you, if you haven't got your postcards yet, if you're going to go and get these, grab the postcards as well. The cheapest chips at the moment, because in a week or two, I will get the colouring going. Maybe not next week, but I think the week after, we're going to start with the colouring. We've got a few more shading tricks, a little bit more to do. Maybe next week even we'll get the colouring. But do me a favour and get these, because this is where we're going. They're called Feathered Friends. It's birds, loads of beautiful birds, beautiful illustrations. And then what we'll do is we'll start learning different colouring techniques, like proper professional colouring techniques. So you need colouring pencils, you need postcards, the pens are for our doodles. Really, this is not silly telly, but if we're going to keep going for weeks and weeks and weeks, which is, I think, what I'm hearing when I listen to the news, I think that we're going to be here hanging out for longer than was possibly first forecast. Okay, and so if we're going to do that, then why don't we develop our colouring skills while we're hanging out and staying sane? Let's learn a few tricks along the way as well. So I don't think I need to say any more about this. Enjoy your weekend in the sunshine. I'll be back Monday at 10 o'clock. Thank you very, very much, everybody who joined. I hope that you are keeping up, and if you're not, you know what, that's okay too. Just hang out with us. Just hang out with us. Don't judge us. Just hang out with us, and enjoy the journey. You know, what else are we going to do? We're in the SHAC. We're hanging out together. I reckon that if you've only got a pen and a piece of paper, then that's where we're going to stay. You know, that's where we're going to stay. And then slowly we'll just bring in a bit of colouring. Everyone's got some colouring pencils in the cupboard, haven't they? And if you haven't, get some. Okay. Have a lovely weekend. Stay safe. Be sensible. Stay home and craft. SHAC. Lots of love to you. Bye-bye now. And now I need to turn it off. Here.